this is your place, and this is your safe space, your sisterhood, where you are understood. Yes, we are different, but we're also the same. So don't let go, help each other grow. Together we're unstoppable, we can do the impossible. Together we're unstoppable, we can do the impossible. Let's hold up, let's hold up a mirror for each other today. Let's shine a light to pave the future way. Let's not forget that we are blessed, beautiful and powerful. Let's rise into our highest potential. We don't know what the future holds, but we can shape how it unfolds. Form a strong bond, stand in unity. We can lead the change, stand in victory. Together we're unstoppable, we can do the impossible. Together we're unstoppable, we can do the impossible. Sacrifice you made to get to where you are right here and now every day. The challenges that you've overcome, no, they don't know, no one knows. Let's hold up, let's hold up a mirror for each other today. Let's shine a light to pave the future way. Let's not forget that we are blessed. Our cause is buko munye no munye. Maskani says bandi says ukvula indela yetsasa.
Good morning, ladies. I want to welcome you all at our Businesswomen Recognition Awards 2020, where we're going to announce our top 10 ambassadors. This has been an extraordinary year with lots of challenges, but also lots of opportunities. I was pleasantly surprised when I received the videos of all the businesswomen to see that they are young, dynamic businesswomen. And we need this generation to take our organization into the future. I also want to give recognition to all our businesswomen out there. I know that some of you had to close your businesses. Others got to make the decision if they're going to go on or not. And I hope you will find this organization to be a safety net and a place where you can find advice and support to also help you with going forward. Ladies, wherever you are watching this webinar today, I hope you will enjoy the celebration. I also hope that you will find inspiration in all the videos that you will see today. There's lots of messages. There's also lots of lessons to be learned from the other businesswomen. Enjoy the day and become part of this organisation. Dames, julle weet ek bly in George. En as ek 'n klip gooi oor die Outeniqua berg, daar na Oudtshoorn se kant toe, dit is waar die stigter van ons organisasie woon. En ek wil vandag 'n spesiale welkom rig aan mevrou Rika Venter, hierdie dinamiese, stylvolle sakevrou, kunstenaar, kunskenner, wat 32 jaar gelede hierdie organisasie gestig het. Sy het op daardie stadium besluit dat sakevroue in Suid-Afrika benodig 'n organisasie waar hulle ook hulle stem kan verhef. En mevrou, ons wil vir jou vandag dankie sê dat jy nog steeds hierdie organisasie op jou hart dra, dat jy vir al jou boodskapies wat jy vir ons stuur van bemoediging, en ons wens jou net voorspoed toe, gesondheid en sterkte vir die toekoms. Mevrou Rika Venter.
The national leader of the South African Council for Businesswomen, Mrs. Hester de Bruin, honourable guests and the 10 national nominated ambassadors. Life is a journey. In 1985, I had a dream. What a beautiful world. The need for women to have their own platform were a challenge, never dreaming of the hurdles. To be testing our super business skills to this extent. Women were born to multitask and make use of your intuition in your heart. The virus has made us stronger women. Are you winners or are you losers? With your mouth covered with a mask, use your eyes, talk through your eyes, let them glow and look into the future. The time and the challenges are now. Time has run out. Our problems in South Africa are facing us. And as women, we can make a difference. Include your families in your businesses. Learn them how to be entrepreneurs. Learn them how to multitask and how to look into the future. You will have to be and to sing like Marciletto, Pomai, in dual voices, and surprise South Africa with new and fresh challenges. Make use of your talents and discover yourselves. Get together, time is running out. Women, step out and raise your voices. How we stop this evil trend? How can we stop it? Help. How can we get justice? When I got married 67 years ago, my father took me into his arms and said, "My child, we outlived the wars. We outlived so many obstacles. I'm worried what is waiting in the future for you, my child." And now, in 2020, I look back to some of the best years of my life. Opportunities, new beginnings, and wealth surrounded us. Open your eyes, we have been challenged with COVID. Stretched to the utmost of our abilities. The whistle has blown, the race has begun. Never fear the future. Thoughts of peace and not evil. I can do all things through Christ, who gives me strength to do glory be to God. The future is a dream. Nothing is impossible. I am so proud to say one of our winners always said, count your blessings, never be afraid of the future. The new year doesn't start in 2021. The new year starts today, not tomorrow. The race is on. The hurdles have been adjusted higher than ever. Share and help people make use of your family. Bring your family, lead them, take them to work, turn them into entrepreneurs. My businesses grew from nothing to one of the most largest galleries and marketing companies in South Africa. My husband, thank you. Tinus, thank you. Kobus, Atti, Lorette, Marcella and Barend, which has all grown up in my businesses. Everyone made a success and everyone a good entrepreneur. A short success story I would like to share with you is one of my daughters, Marcella, who worked very closely with me for the last couple of years, has now spread her wings as an entrepreneur. She's in America and she's busy erecting a ministry in different languages over the world. She's been invited to America. She also has a dream. Congratulations, Marcella. Dankie aan almal. Al die vorige presidentes. Ek kan nie vir julle genoeg dankie sê vir julle bydrae om van hierdie maatskappy, hierdie raad, hierdie sakevroue 'n sukses te maak. En elkeen het sy hart en sy familie en sy loopbaan saam met ons geneem. Net op so 'n grondslag kon ons 35 jaar oorleef. My laaste droom voor ek oud word, is om my boek wat ek geskryf het, Grondleggers van Suid-Afrikaanse Kuns, om dit in Engels te laat vertaal. En dit is hierdie jaar se projek, my jaar begin vandag. Hierdie jaar se projek, om hierdie boek in Engels, sodat ek het wêreldwyd kan bemark. Baie dankie aan elkeen, en baie groot sukses vir hierdie funksie, baie sterkte. Mag die Here julle seën.
Ladies, I also want to introduce Lynette Beer from Seeds of Inspiration to you today. I think all of you know Lynette. It was our privilege this year also to have Lynette as part of our executive team. Lynette, thank you for all your input. Thank you also for all your support with the webinars, also with the invitation to the Businesswomen Recognition Awards, the video that you've done for us. We are looking forward to your inspirational message this morning. Thank you, Lynette Beer.
Good morning to the President and all former Presidents, both expectant participants and nominees, as well as those tuning in. Today I would like to share with you on the topic expectations. You see, our expectations set the limits for our lives. If you expect little, you are going to receive little. If you do not anticipate things to get better, then they will not. If you expect more favor, more good grades, a promotion, an increase, you will see new levels of success and favor. The stress and anxiety humans have to endure on a daily basis makes us believe that everything has to happen right now. Now, having faith and trusting that things will work out in the long run reassures us and lessens the stress and anxiety. You will then have more energy to invest in your dreams and attain your goals. Now, certainly factors like opportunity, resources, and timing are important. But the backbone of success is more often than not found in old-fashioned concepts like hard work, determination, believe in yourself, and perseverance. Now, as children, we are told to dream big, to shoot for the stars. And as we grow up, we become disappointed with the world and other people, and slowly stop dreaming big and expecting good things. And as a defense mechanism, we start to lower our expectations. Now, many people get up in the morning and expect it to be a lousy day. That way, when it is a lousy day, you don't need to feel bad about it because you expected it. We start developing thoughts like, nothing good ever happens to me. Yes, we walk into a room anticipating that people won't like us. Go to the shops expecting not to find what we are looking for, and then also go for a job interview expecting not to get it. Don't be surprised. It will be as you expect. Now, lowering our expectations is a defense mechanism to protect us against pain and disappointment. Yes, you will have lousy days. Yes, frustrating things often happens. Yes, you won't get every job interview you go for. Of course, you will encounter challenges and disappointments, but people give up too easily. Many people walk around with the illusion that life should be easy and things should come easily to them. But life is both good and bad. There will be both success and disappointment. Now, thinking that life is all good is just a fantasy that promotes denial and makes you start doubting that your time for success will come. Every morning, when you get out of bed, you should declare, something good is going to happen to me today. Live with a clear vision and expectation that good things are going to happen to you. You just have to set the tone at the beginning of each day. And throughout the day, you should have an attitude of expectancy, like a child waiting to open a gift. We all have had disappointments and unfair situations, but please do not make the mistake of living in a negative frame of mind. You need to turn it around. We need to become grateful for what we have. We are grateful when we are aware of what we have rather than what we don't. We need to practice this attitude of gratitude by looking for things to be grateful for and looking for the beauty in the world. Now, in the science of positive psychology, gratitude has been shown to be amongst the most positive attitudes to cultivate. Now, recent studies are beginning to show that gratitude has an uniquely powerful relationship with well-being. Now, the time you can change the programming in the brain by practicing gratitude. You automatically focus on what's going well in your life and notice those things more often in a positive feedback loop. The more you practice gratitude for everything in your life, the more things you find to be grateful for. With practice, you can develop gratitude the way you can with any skill, such as cooking or learning how to play an instrument. The more you practice, the easier feeling grateful becomes. And the more grateful you are for everything in your life, the more things you find to be grateful for. Yes, people will always find something to complain about. Always. People moan about maintaining the pool and the garden. They moan about the never-ending demands of their children and their partners. They moan about inflation and the government. And while these things are frustrating, you shouldn't let the negative dominate your life and your thoughts. Be grateful that you have a pool and a house. There are people who don't even have a house or running water, let alone a swimming pool. Be grateful that you have children. There are people who can't have children and have to spend a small fortune on fertility treatments. You just have to challenge yourself to become more grateful for the incredible life you actually have. Your life may not be perfect, but you need to start noticing the good things in your life and becoming grateful for what you have. For example, if you have a long commute to work in the car, you could feel grateful that you can afford a car, that you have a job to drive to, that you have the ability to drive, that you have some time to be by yourself and listen to the radio, good music. If you're stuck in traffic, what are you going to do about it? You're stuck. By getting angry and stressed, you accomplish nothing. You might as well sit back and enjoy the music or appreciate the beautiful sunset. See, in today's world, people spend so much time complaining that they don't leave any room for gratefulness. Even if your life is not where you want it to be, you can always find things to be grateful for. If you wake up in the morning and there is one person in the world that loves you and depends on you, that is enough to make your life worthwhile. Your attitude towards gratitude will always be shaped by the people you surround yourself with. Beware of people who have an ungrateful heart, as these types of people are dangerous and will bring you down. Compare the amount of strength it takes to pull someone up from a ledge and the amount of strength it takes to pull someone down. It takes a lot more effort to pull someone up, and it is a lot easier to pull them down. Surround yourself with people who have the strength to pull you up. This does not mean to say that you should not accept people and extend love and kindness to others. It is important to give people second chances and forgive. However, once you have tried and the person continues to have a negative impact on your life, you should use your discernment and move on. Many people also wait for the external conditions to change before they can be happy. But true happiness comes from within. Changing external conditions might seem to work at first, but if a person is not in control of his consciousness, the old fears or desires will soon return. One cannot create a complete sense of inner security even by buying one's own Caribbean island and surrounding it with armed bodyguards and attack dogs. The myth of King Midas well illustrates the point that controlling external conditions does not necessarily improve existence. Like most people, King Midas supposed that if he were to become immensely rich, his happiness would be assured. So he made a pact with the gods, who after much haggling granted his wish that everything he touched would turn into gold. King Midas thought he had made an absolutely first-rate deal. Nothing was to prevent him now from becoming the richest and therefore the happiest man in the world. Now we know the story ends. Midas soon came to regret his bargain because the food in his mouth and the wine on his palate turned to gold before he could swallow them. And so he died, surrounded by golden plates and golden cups. The old fable continues to echo down the centuries. The waiting rooms of psychiatrists are filled with rich and successful patients who, in their 40s or 50s, suddenly wake up to the fact that a luxurious home, expensive cars, and material possessions are not enough to bring peace of mind. Yet people keep hoping that changing the external conditions of their lives will provide a solution. If only they could earn more money, be in better physical shape, or have a more understanding partner, they would really have it made. Even though we recognize that material success may not bring happiness, we engage in an endless struggle to reach external goals, expecting they will improve life. Wealth, status, and power have become, in our culture, all too powerful symbols of happiness. When we see people who are rich, famous, or good-looking, we tend to assume that their lives are rewarding, even though all the evidence might point to their being miserable. And we assume that if only we could acquire some of those same symbols, we would be much happier. If we do actually succeed in becoming richer or more powerful, we believe, at least for a time, that life as a whole has improved. But symbols can be deceptive. They have a tendency to distract from the reality they are supposed to represent. And the reality is that the quality of life does not depend directly on what others think of us or on what we own. The bottom line is rather how we feel about ourselves and about what happens to us. To improve life, one must improve the quality of how we experience life. This is not to say that money or physical fitness or fame is irrelevant to happiness. It's not what I'm saying. They can be genuine blessings, but only if they help to make us feel better. Otherwise, they are at best neutral, at worst obstacles to a rewarding life. Our expectations set the limit of our lives. We need to start believing that great things will happen to us, and we need to instill this faith in those around us. Even when things don't go our way, you need to continue believing that you will be at the right place at the right time. The price of victory is high, but so are the rewards. If you believe in yourself and have dedication, pride, perseverance, and faith, you will succeed. In closing, if you expect little, you are going to receive little. If you do not anticipate things to get better, then they will not. If you expect more favor, more good breaks, a promotion, an increase, you will see new levels of success and favor. It is your destiny to succeed. Thank you, and be blessed.
Ladies, now it's the exciting part where we're going to view the videos of our top 10 ambassadors. All of you are winners. Also, for those of you who didn't take part this year, I hope next year that we will have a gala event again where we can dress up and enjoy ourselves. Enjoy the videos and listen to all the inspirational messages. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Delinde Lange, owner and founder of Design by D. My office is based in Nelspruit in Mpumalanga, although we serve clients throughout the whole of South Africa. I've been in business since 2015, and that marks 5 years this year. Being a graphic and web designer, my core business is to grow other businesses with regards to brand and visibility. I always strive to create unique designs that will make them stand out above the rest. During lockdown, due to COVID-19, I was extremely blessed with loads of work. There was not one single day without a project to work on. My office is at my house, so with COVID-19, I had no big adaptations to make. I was extremely privileged to still have a lot of normality in my world. One downside was that my biggest retainer client had to suspend my services temporarily. But I had a calmness over me regarding the situation, as I knew God was in charge, and after 2 months my services were re-established again. My business actually reached a peak during lockdown. My hands were suddenly not enough for all the work anymore, so the opportunity came to employ an assistant graphic designer, which I did. Marlies is such an asset to me and my company. She became a precious diamond in my life with all the support and help. For that I am so grateful. Remote working and online Zoom meetings became the new thing. People suddenly realized the power of online working and marketing, thus bringing more online work to our side like social media management, e-flyers, etc. Fortunately, I didn't need to make big changes due to lockdown. Because of my office being at home, like I said, the only changes was to move meetings with clients to an online platform and attending networking meetings online instead of at a venue in person. Lessons I've learned was not to be scared of change, but rather to embrace it and grow with it. My advice to other women in business is to be fierce and fearless. To dream big and go big. Hustle and grow. Be your amazing self and give your creative juices an endless flow. Be proud of yourself and don't be so hard on yourself. Inspire people and be a blessing to people. Reach out, far and near. And never ever forget to pray and say thank you, Lord, for blessing me abundantly. I believe in giving back to the community, so I started a support group on Facebook named Twitching Through Life with Tourette Syndrome. For people with Tourette Syndrome, having Tourette's myself, I know the need for support in this. It is still a growing group and I uploaded a video of my story on the group to encourage people to reach out. I'm also involved with a project called Back to the Wild, which focuses on the rescuing and saving of these beautiful endangered species, which is pangolins. I am part of the design, marketing and education side, and here you will see some of my design processes for masks that will be sponsored to them to sell for the Pangolin Rescue Fund. Another project that I'm also involved with is Second Chance Wildlife and Birds of Prey. I'm part of the design and marketing team. As a potential ambassador, I can definitely contribute with my design services to assist with SACBW's design needs and also help with the organization of events. Being a member of the SACBW and being associated with the organization is an absolute asset to my business. Having given the opportunity to network and connect with other women in business is of high value to me and my company. Thank you, South African Council for Businesswomen, for providing us as women in business with numerous opportunities. Thank you for adding value to our businesses. Thank you for connecting businesswomen in South Africa.
Hi there, I am Tracy Duggan and I am a director at Stachmans Incorporated. We are a firm of attorneys and notaries and conveyancers. I have been in the legal field for over 12 years and I specialize in general litigation, debt recoveries, banking law and property law. I'm therefore not an actress or a videographer or an editor, so please keep that in mind with this current video submission. My firm, Stachmans Incorporated, we've been around for 130 years. Our head office is in Pretoria in Menlo Park. We are currently being run by 5 female directors. We opened a branch office in Mbombela in 2005, so it is 15 years strong. I myself am currently heading up the branch here in the Lowveld. This branch office has gone from strength to strength and we've introduced many different fields of law since I've come over. I am also actively involved in the Pretoria branch office as I'm still a director of the firm, and I also help them run the debt recoveries and foreclosures departments in Pretoria. I'm also the head of risk management for the firm. In Nelspruit, I also head up the Stachmans Properties division, which it's property professionals who can assist you with the purchase and selling of immovable property, and we also do rentals. What is the core focus of our business? I would say to help people. We are service providers and we're also attorneys. And I know when somebody hears the name attorney, they get an array of different emotions. few of which are positive, and we would like to change that. We are here to help you. If you're getting married, we can assist you with your antenuptial contract for the special day, your last will and testament. We can help you register your business and protect your intellectual property. We can help you purchase a house and transfer that house into your name, to register your bond. We are here to help. If you get into trouble, we are here with general litigation. We can assist you, debt recoveries, evictions. We would like to help. Yes, 2020 has been a particularly difficult year for all, with the COVID-19 pandemic. It impacted everybody's businesses. For us specifically, we had to sit down and take a look at where we were going, what we were going to do, and we, as a director with staff livelihoods in your hands, it's very stressful. So we had to keep safety at the forefront and still think of innovative ways in which to keep our doors and the firm alive. Working from home, we had to earmark which staff could work from home, set everybody up from home, and then make contingencies for everybody who could not work from home. We had to motivate the staff, continue to market our brand and let our clients know that we're still here, we're still open, we're still strong. Our property professionals were unable to work for a very long time, so we had to motivate each other, find innovative ways to keep show houses virtually online, and keep the interaction between people alive. We had many a consultation and meetings through Skype or Zoom or Microsoft Teams, introducing clients to the various software systems that nobody or they were not familiar with. So there were many challenges that came to the fore. We were also empowering our staff to attend various webinars that were available in order to learn new skills and to keep their skills at a high level. As a law firm, it was very tricky for us because you could only do so much. The courts were closed, the sheriffs were closed. When we're transferring property, we could get everything done to a point, and then you had to stop and wait for everything to open again. So it had a huge financial impact, but we had to work together, and we have a really great team, and we supported each other. I think the most important thing was to embrace the change, which we did, and found different ways to make it work. We have incredible staff, and we banded together. We had goals and we worked towards them. If I have some advice for businesswomen, it would be to never give up. Business is as hard as it is, and you don't have a set defined working hours. You do whatever needs to be done when it needs to be done, and you've got very different hats. You're the director as the boss, you are the marketer, you're the HR department. You've got many different hats, and you need to be able to take on the challenge and find a balance. And like I say, you must always be honest and trustworthy, and go the extra mile in order to stand out, make your business stand out, and provide for us an exemplary service. Our firm likes to be active in the community. We do various pro bono matters. Our annual golf day every year, we assist ABBA House. It's a house for it's a place of safety for abandoned babies. We're also partaking in National Wills Week in October this year, which we supply wills to members of the public for free, which is a great initiative. What can I contribute as an ambassador? It's just to help people, to tell businesswomen about my experiences and try and help them to make a success of their business. Be active, be networking, and a positive inspiration. SACBW has been that for me. I have been attended many business breakfasts and meetings and webinars during lockdown, and I would like to continue that relationship. Like-minded businesswomen working together, supporting each other, and helping each other grow. Thank you for this opportunity. Bye-bye.
In 2016, after 27 years of city life, my husband and I decided to move to the beautiful George and the Western Cape. This was after the birth of my little girl, 4 months old at that time. We thought this would be a better environment to raise our child in and start our businesses here. And I was returning to my roots. My father and my grandfather grew up here on the ground that I'm standing on today. In the first week of opening my business here in George, my husband traveled to oversee the move of our furniture to George. Well, this was what I was told. Actually, he was moving on to a new future, without me and my 4-month-old little baby. Here I was in a new town, a new first-time mommy, without an income. I remember snippets of me wiping my tears as I get out of my car to promote my new business. I remember functioning on 1 hour of sleep. I remember snippets of my family's support, and I remember my business taking flight at a pace that I did not believe possible. I am Lizette Gerber, and I'm the owner of Rhythmical Seeds, a dance company that specializes in the training of young dancers. 3 years down the line, in January of 2020, Rhythmical Seeds had 200 students training with us. I entered into my first license agreement for another owner to open up under the Rhythmical Seeds brand. I became the co-director of 2 new startup companies, and for the first time since becoming a single mommy, I did not have to check my bank account every day of the month. I have become part of my community, grabbing every opportunity to invest in the youth of our community, giving back to charities, and sharing my story to help inspire others. The 2 startup companies, Rhythmwear, an online apparel and dance equipment store, and Unstolen Dream Foundation, my passion project, a bookstore that specializes in communicating the circumstances of a single-parent home to the young children, was like a dream come true. One was an extension of my existing brand with a direct client base where the students of the dance school would feed this business, and the other one was truly a passion project where I could help other single mommies overcome the obstacles that I had to face on my journey. God turned my surviving into thriving in just 3 years. I had 3 beautiful months of bliss, and then came COVID-19. For the 2 startup companies, COVID-19 gave me the opportunity to finish these books, get our websites up and running, things that would have taken much longer under my normal schedule. So for COVID-19, I'm very thankful to see these 2 startup companies materialize. For the dance company, COVID-19 was absolutely devastating. It meant I've lost half of my clientele that I've spent endless hours recruiting. Students couldn't return to dance lessons until August. This meant no competition, no training, endless online lessons, and some of my students are still unable to return to class. Luckily for me, survival mode was still fresh in my mind, and I regrouped at the place where I started 3 years ago. Mourn, accept, adapt, and fight. I mourned the loss of half of my business. I accepted that this was out of my control. I adapted by acquiring new skills like learning how to build my own website, my own app, editing my videos, doing online lessons, and spending valuable time with my family. Now I'm ready to fight. It is so easy to feel that all of this was so cruel, that only half of what I've worked for has remained. But I've learned to stop fighting these seasons of my life, embrace them. They are inevitable. I've learned to just plant as many seeds possible. The inspiration behind Rhythmical Seeds' name was to plant these little dancing seeds and water them and take care of them and watch them grow into beautiful dancers. But little did I know that this would guide me through the next season. 3 years ago, my world needed me to be a seed, a fresh new start. And in the beginning of this year, I had to taste the bloom. And now I'm patient and I'm growing. One of my dear friends and also studio owner asked me what formula I used to build my studio so quickly in the past 3 years. And the only answer I could come up with was that I showed up. I showed up to the life that God has planned for me. And how easy is it to show up to success? And how extremely difficult is it to show up to struggle and growth? We so often think in business and in life, it is moving from one goal to the next goal and forget these seasons in between. And personally for me, looking back now, these difficult winter seasons are the ones that has empowered me the most. As a woman, I have never felt more empowered in my life after the months that my spouse left me. I woke up every day with the purpose to survive and the purpose to be an example for my daughter, to find worth in yourself. And in lockdown season, I was empowered to find out how valuable my time is to the students that I teach. And in the beauty of never losing the ability to learn and start over. After 4 months of no physical lessons, I have managed to keep half of my clientele. And I have managed to put one of the most difficult experiences in my life into books that can help others. And as a businesswoman, I would like to keep following the advice that I want to give to other businesswomen. No, I'm not in bloom. Yes, I've had many dry seasons, but I keep showing up to the plan that God has for me to create the person that I was destined to be. Last month, I registered with the South African Council of Businesswomen and finally found a place where I can listen to other women's stories, grow with them, celebrate with them, learn from them. Finally, a place of sisters showing up every day. Much like this little garden behind me, businesswomen in different phases of growth. But just imagine what our growth could mean to our community. The seeds we are planting today could feed our future generations. So what can I contribute as a potential ambassador? I would love to be an example of someone that embraces all of the seasons of business and life. There's value in starting fresh. There's value in being patient. Value in investing your time in others and giving back to your community. And an irreplaceable value in just being yourself, scars and all. I am a survivor, and I'm a warrior, and I'm a teacher. I'm a sister, a daughter, and a mother. And I'm the woman that God created me to be, a businesswoman.
Hello everyone, my name is Sandra Jacobs. I'm involved with the Inniebos Lowveld National Arts Festival. This business has been going for the past 17 years, and I'm also a proud member of the SACBW Nelspruit branch, of which I've been involved with since its inception a few years ago. I also had the privilege of chairing the committee for a few years. Inniebos started in 2004 as a small little arts festival here in the Lowveld. We had 25,000 people attending the festival over the 5 days in those years, and last year in 2019, when we hosted our last festival, we had more than 105,000 people enter our gates. The phenomenal growth would only have been possible with a fantastic team in my office and the support of our local and national community. Inniebos does not only have growth in terms of the number of people attending the festival, we've also seen tremendous growth in the economic impact we provide in the local economy. Last year, it was estimated that this impact was between 80 and 100 million rand, which benefits, of course, every individual who lives in the Lowveld. Inibos does not only provide jobs for artists and singers and performers, but also for numerous support services, and not only in the creative industry. Of course, we have lighting, staging, sound, etc., but we also do have support services such as security, tent hire, toilet hire, cleaning services, and mostly we try and use local businesses for these services during the festival. 2020 has been a very difficult year for every business I know of. We've had to make decisions. We've had to adapt to the new normal that everyone is talking about. When it became apparent that we would not be able to host our physical festival in the normal time slot during June, July, we decided to package a digital festival. This was a challenge as it was a new terrain for us, but we managed to package a lovely festival including an arts exhibition, some theatre productions, and also some music productions. Some were archive productions and some were newly recorded productions which we managed to do together with MGG, our stage and lighting partner at Inibos. The digital festival took place in the same time slot that Inibos would have taken place, and what was inspiring about this is that people from all over the world logged in to watch Inibos Digital. We had people from Russia, from Bahrain, from India, from England and the USA, amongst others. We believe that the digital era is here to stay, and although art and theatre is very much a person-to-person type of business, we think that digital will stay part of our offering for the future, as it opens up the opportunity for people who cannot be at the festival to actually enjoy it. What 2020 and the COVID-19 pandemic has taught me and us as a business is that to adapt to new circumstances is absolutely vital for a business to survive. We've all had to make sacrifices. Our team were happy to take a reduction in their salaries. We applied for help funding from any platform where it was possible, and a few of these applications were actually successful. We decided to put all our effort into making a digital festival successful, but also to keep on planning for a physical festival later this year. If the festival takes place in December, it will be the only festival apart from the Woordfeest, which was hosted in February before the lockdown in South Africa this year. We are really trying to do this because there are so many people dependent on the income they derive from the festival. Inibos plays an important role in our community. We are especially proud of the educational trust we started, where we have 10 learners who come from homes who earn less than 10,000 Rand a month as the parents' combined income. We provide these children with the funding for their high school careers, hostel funding and school funding to give them a good footing to get sponsorships or bursaries for the universities and to have a better chance on a good future. Inibos also has numerous projects in the local community, especially through the Lions, with whom we share profits in the beer tents at the festival. And over the past 17 years, we have invested more than 3 million Rand into local charities, old age homes, children's homes, etc. To me, it is important as a person to spend some time to motivate and to inspire people who come to me for advice. I believe I will be able to be a good ambassador for the SACBW, and I'm proud to be a member. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Masego and I'm from Daisily Events, which is a corporate and social events coordination company based in Nelspruit, Mpumalanga, and I've been in business for 5 years now. The COVID-19 pandemic affected us a lot because most of our events for the year were cancelled, and I had to downscale personnel in my company because we were not going to be busy till further notice. And I had to close down my office and start working from home. The opportunities I identified was that I then offered virtual events for my clients, and some of them were happy for me to host their events virtually. And that worked a lot, looking at the reviews that we got from the Mpumalanga Sports Awards, which played on the 27th of September at 8 o'clock on Super Sport. So that was a great success, and that's the way we actually adapted as a company, since the number of people that could attend an event were reduced. I was empowered a lot during the lockdown because I had enough time to read and restructure my business, because most of the time when you are a business woman, you are busy every time running the business, but sometimes you don't have enough time to sit down and re-strategize. So the lockdown helped me a lot in terms of that. The COVID-19 pandemic taught me a lot of lessons, such as managing to be flexible whenever you face any situation, because since I couldn't organize or host events the normal way, I had to adjust and offer virtual events, and which turned out to be a great success. If there's one advice I would give to other business women, is that, you know what, you must never give up on your vision whenever you are facing challenges. You rather take a break or a detour, but never quit on your vision, because God believed you for that vision. As a business, we offer game shows and boot camps for kids living with HIV and AIDS and those that are suffering from obesity, because personally, I'm very passionate about kids. So that is why whenever I want to give back to the community, I consider children first. As a potential ambassador for SACBW, I'll introduce a lot of Black-owned businesses to SACBW, since I believe that the organization offers a great platform for business women to interact and network and grow in their businesses. And my observation is that we are still very few in terms of the number of Black women that are part of SACBW in my branch. So I will use my network and the events that I normally host for business women to encourage other business owners to join SACBW. Having a membership with SACBW means that I have a platform where I can interact and learn from other business women who have been in business before or after me. Personally, I have met a lot of fantastic women who are doing very well in business that are mentoring me. And thank you so much to SACBW. I really see the value of being an SACBW member. Thank you very much. Be blessed.
Hello, I am Dimakatso Mulwantwa. I'm the founder of Amari Marketing and Communications. The business has been running for 4.5 years, just over 4.5 years, and we are based in Gauteng. The main focus of our business is that we are a marketing consultancy that focuses on small and medium-sized enterprises to help them get their products out there and to increase their sales. During COVID-19, our business was very negatively impacted, naturally, because small and medium-sized enterprises were one of the biggest hit, considering the cash flow that is needed to run a business and to create a livelihood, and the inability to work due to the lockdown. So we had to find very creative ways to generate an income, and one of those was leveraging online as a platform to create content and to gain new customers while maintaining our current. Opportunities that were identified include opening a YouTube page and creating a PR platform for some of our clients that we're able to have conversations with, and that is under Amari Conversations. Other opportunities have been design work and consulting. There's been a lot of consulting that has resulted in us being hired to do certain jobs. We were empowered by the lockdown because we had to learn a lot of new skills and kind of qualify ourselves, things that we probably would not have done had the lockdown not taken place. So we've been able to leverage a lot of social media, learn a lot of new skills, including online conferencing, webinar planning, which is now one of the bigger portions of our business. And we would not have known that had it not been for the lockdown. The changes that were implemented during the lockdown at Amari is that we naturally just worked from home, and we realized that we didn't really need an office anymore. So everybody is able to work independently and remotely, and that just has helped us to be a bit more effective and also to have cost savings on rent at an office. The lessons that we learned that we like to implement into the future include the fact that we need to plan, but we also need to be flexible and have a plan B, C, and D. And also to not get stuck in the status quo and get used to doing things a certain way. Continue to challenge ourselves, because this has put us under so much pressure that we were forced to get innovative and get creative. But if we still maintain that sort of attitude of being innovative and creative, then we'd be able to grow exponentially more than we would if we just did business as usual. The impact that we have in our community. So we have an organization called ADAPT that focuses on gender-based violence and information dissemination to women that are at risk or affected by gender-based violence. We curate their conversations, we host their YouTube channel, and we carry on educating, especially men, on the issue of GBV, in the hopes that they'll be able to unlearn certain behaviors and model themselves to be better men and better people in general. That is one of the projects that we have. We're also part of a reading society where we do book reviews and we encourage reading in children and in adults. What I would be able to contribute as an ambassador for the South African Chamber of Businesswomen is that as a businesswoman, I've been in business for just over 4.5 years. And I think that we need tailored support that speaks to empowering businesswomen. And with that, I'd be able to give my marketing expertise in a way that will be able to attract new members, for one, and also be able to engage and sustain the current database that we have. I've seen a lot of opportunities on some of the things that can be improved or just done a little bit differently. And I would be more than willing to engage with you, whether I do become an ambassador or not. I think I really love the brand, I love the concept, and it is something that I would really, really be honored to be a part of. So thank you for the opportunity to apply. I look forward to getting your feedback, and all the best with the rest of the planning for the awards, awarding the ambassadors rather. Have a good day.
Hi ladies, my name is Charlene and I'm from a beautiful town in George. My company's name is known as Charlene's Events and Campaigning, although I like to think of it as R&R Events and Campaigning, specializing in women's events. However, in saying that, we have done other events such as Commons Braai competities, tea team building, sports days, stalk parties, kitchen teas, weddings, you name it, bachelorette parties. By golly, we enjoy and we love putting all kinds of events together. Although in saying that, I find myself specializing in women's events over the years, and hence the reason why I've called it R&R, Reset and Revive, or Reboot and Revive. Either way, you will be impacted by R&R events. This year, COVID. My biggest challenge this year did not come in the form of COVID. My challenge came when I lost my PA, who was working for me for over 10 years. That's right, we were together for over 10 years. She was my right-hand lady, and she also became my friend. And we walked together in this journey of events and putting things together. And yeah, she lost her fight to cancer just before COVID hit us. And how do you replace your PA after so long? You can't. How do you replace your friend after so many years? You just can't. And I am very much in need of a PA, because she just did all my typing, my emails, and putting everything, all my documents together. So yes, she was very missed, and I found that was my biggest challenge, more so than COVID. But yes, how does one move forward from such a challenge? And I found that I needed to be courageous, and I needed to take things up. And even though I was doing it on my own, I never had the help that I had before. I just had to be courageous and determined and to push through. So by the time COVID had hit us, I had many things in place already, not knowing what COVID was going to happen and how the event company was going to be affected. I had put things in place in advance, a year in advance, in fact. For example, how did I do that? We downscaled properties. We went from a large property to a smaller property. I also then found tenants for my 2 other properties. And I also did something that I never do, is I looked into how to invest into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. So with those 2 incomes, plus I also took on a job as a sales rep at Disconto, just for 18 hours a week, just for extra income. And before you know it, the world was hit with COVID, and I had all these things in place before time. So yes, I was very grateful, because as you know, event companies was hard hit. And so yeah, and what now? How do you do events? You can't do events, and it's your passion. What do you do when you can't do your passion? But it wasn't long before COVID lockdown was lifted, and we could gather, but obviously not in large groups. This is small numbers. So what I did was I did R&R events, 6 ladies at a time. So what does that entail? It means 6 ladies at a time went for forest hikes, and we went for forest walks, and we walked together, and we encouraged one another, and we just lifted one another up during the time of COVID. And what did we learn? We learned that that we can, as women, encourage one another and not lose hope, because now we can soldier on together, knowing that we got through COVID. So, to me, it was a challenge, losing my friend, my PA, and my personal assistant. But more importantly, it was how do we think differently? And that's why I found myself re-looking at my name as Reset and Revive. Because once we learn to reset our minds to think differently, we can be revived to push through. So how did I come across SACBW? Well, ladies, this was very interesting, because I went to a morning network, the first one in George, and it was hosted at Meat Cafe, and I just loved it. I loved meeting the new ladies, and I loved the timing of when it was launched in George. It brought great excitement meeting new ladies. It also helped us network, and from the day one I started networking, and I found ladies that would be able to help me with catering, with transport, or with anything else that I'd needed to be able to get my events going. So right now, at this moment, I've met many ladies through SACBW and women's group. I don't know what we call it, but I do know that a lot of good has come from it, and I'm very grateful for women uniting. And if I could just leave one thing, one positive thing, that it doesn't matter even if we impact one person, that one person might impact the world. And so, ladies, I hope that this message has left you encouraged to know that one person might just be worthy of your smile today. So, all the best. Looking forward to meeting you all in person. Lots of love, Charlene.
Good day, my name is Estelle Rowe and I'm the owner of Junction Communications. I come from the beautiful province of Mpumalanga and I live and do work in Nelspruit and Mbombela. I've been running Junction for the past 13 years where I do strategic planning as well as brand management for various companies both in the area as well as the rest of South Africa. I hail from Johannesburg where I was strategic director on many very well-known brands in South Africa like Vodacom, Toyota South Africa, Tiger Brands, Nedcor and FNB. In Nelspruit, I have engaged with many companies like Van Bettens, Heidel Eggs, Swift Group, Realty One, Travel Today and many more. In addition to this, I also manage a lifestyle centre called the Baghdad, where 4 restaurants, retailers and 20 offices rent premises. My passion is corporate social responsibility. Over time, I have ensured all the companies I do strategy for are involved in giving back to their local communities, focusing predominantly on the following: child feeding schemes, education and early childhood development. Secondly, youth, with workshops and empowerment of youth. With women, workshops and upliftment of women. In addition, the environment with tree planting and other efforts to put back into our environment. And then activities to assist anti-poaching in the Kruger National Park, predominantly with rhino. As a result of the huge efforts within CSR, I also sit on a few non-profit boards to further assist the less fortunate. One of them is MLF, which is Mpumalanga Leadership Foundation. Second board I sit on is SPEAR, and it stands for Stop Poaching Endangered African Rhino. The third board I sit on is Radio Laarveld, which is a non-profit localized community radio station. NCF, which is Nelspruit Community Forum, as well as PCF, Pienaar Community Forum. And recently I also sit on the committee of White River Tourism. The impact of COVID on my business was horrific, with huge dips in income due to no events allowed, and of businesses reducing their budgets. At Baghdad, tenants were lost, and the remaining tenants that were all given 50% rent relaxation for most of the 6 months to date. However, it made us look at business and events in a new light, hosting online events and small, more intimate events to stay within restrictions. Personally, COVID gave me a chance to reset, relook at my life and business with a new perspective. Quality over quantity became my motto, with quality people, quality time spent, etc. Mostly, COVID gave me an opportunity to reconnect with people again, all of us in the same pandemic predicament and together devising plans for the future.
Many collaborations and joint ventures were birthed during COVID, formulating and implementing great initiatives with like-minded people. Founding My Tribe again, people I supported wholeheartedly and who supported me, both on a personal and business level. COVID heavy lockdown was all about give, giving my time and energy to help businesses at no charge to help stabilize them, helping the community by using my garage as a depot where the public and farmers dropped food and we would then disseminate these to the needy in our community. My back was broken with daily packing of food parcels, but I slept well at night, knowing I had helped the destitute. Business and the community saw the authentic, real me. No cost, purely just assisting those less fortunate. People engaged with me differently now, knowing my heart is in the right place. Many, many blessings were given to me as a result. I'm still in business, still surviving financially, still healthy, even though I put myself at constant risk during heavy lockdown. So to me, these are all blessings.
The main lesson for me during COVID was that nothing stays the same, and us as businesses need to learn to be flexible, to adapt to change. Women particularly need to find themselves, who they are and what they stand for, and be authentic and who they are, the real me. Once you are that authentic person, you then find your tribe and the people that will support you through business and personally, so that you can go forward together and get through all the challenges that life throws in your way with your tribe.
My biggest passion is community and giving back. In the past 10 years, I've been involved in numerous projects. Many initiatives started as small little events, and most have now become massive. With women, I spend a lot of time uplifting women from all walks of life, both at events and personally mentoring young women in particular. Youth, empowering the youth in large groups where I invite significant businesses to participate in youth days, but I also personally have a handful of youth that I mentor. Children, education and feeding schemes for underprivileged children, and lobbying support from large companies like KFC Yum Fund and Heidel Eggs to participate in these. The environment, collaborations with businesses and schools, Kruger National Parks, Sandby and Department of Environmental Management to educate children on environmental tree planting days, caring for trees, cleaning up riverbeds, etc. And then lastly, anti-poaching, giving back to the Kruger National Park and surrounding communities, assisting with anti-poaching, particularly for rhinos, and lobbying huge interaction from local companies to help our rangers and rhinos, ensuring the future existence of our endangered species.
Being an avid supporter of women in general, as an ambassador for SACBW, I can further lead women by example with collaborations as well as supporting the community. Membership of South African Council for Business Women has given me the platform to meet many women from various walks of life and engage with them. The various lunches and functions that I've attended for SACBW has given me a platform to form relationships with women, and thereafter we then meet with regards business and have formed huge collaborations and joint ventures where myself and other women have then followed through with projects after functions with SACBW.
Hi, I am Shayna from She's Shayna, and we are located in Pretoria. Pretoria, Gauteng. She Shana has been in business for just over 3.5 years, and our core focus is wedding and event planning, designing and coordinating. The COVID-19 pandemic impacted our business quite drastically, as a huge amount of our business was for events of 80 plus people. Of course, this was put to a huge standstill with the implementation of the South African lockdown. A huge challenge that came with the lockdown is that all of our business came to a standstill as we knew it. However, I had officers as well as staff members that I needed to keep busy and use the office space that I had. With nobody being able to socialize or have parties or even go to a coffee shop to celebrate a friend's birthday, we identified this as an opportunity to pivot our business slightly into gifting and bespoke gifting at that. We are trained florists as well, so we do all of our flowers in-house, so we had this skill. We also absolutely love to spoil our clients and help them spoil their guests or their loved ones. So we used this opportunity to create a whole range of bespoke gifts as well as bouquets and floral gifting. The lockdown also created a sense of empowerment for us because we are recently trained as florists. We opened up our floristry division in October 2019, so we're very new in the florist industry. Of course, there's a lot to learn with years of experience, and with that, we upskilled ourselves in our experience and we learned more about flowers, more about the industry in South Africa in particular, and more about what gets imported, what is grown locally. So this was really a sense of empowerment for us that we were forced to have the time to upskill ourselves in our floristry knowledge of the industry itself. A few changes that were made in She Shana's business to adapt to the new way of work is firstly, we are quite a small team in general, so that helped us a lot in our social distancing and physical distancing in the offices. However, we were worried about our clients, so one of the things that we have implemented is that with every delivery, we gave a small hand sanitizer gift so that each parcel was able to be sanitized by the client receiving the gift. Another way that we pivoted our business to adapt to the new way of working was to create celebration ensembles, and this included everything that you needed to set up your own event and celebration in the comfort and the safety of your own home. The COVID-19 pandemic hitting this small business really made us reflect and have the time to check all of our terms and conditions, our policies, our procedures, to make sure that the kindness that we share with people is not only a verbal agreement, but also a written one. And terms and conditions really protect both the client as well as the business providing the services. So we really learned in the best way possible that this is so important for every business to have these things in place. As a woman business owner, my advice to other women in business is to really just go for it. If you're passionate about something, if you have the skill or if you have the want to upskill yourself in that line, just go for it. The rest will fall in place. Nothing can beat enthusiasm and nothing can beat passion like a woman with an idea in her head. I've always been relatively active in my community ever since I've been part of the youth group in my church from the age of 16. I ran the youth group there. We did a lot of outreach programs. So I've always had an affinity to share my knowledge, to share my skills, and to really show people what love can make a difference. More recently, I've more focused on surrounding myself with women in my industry as well as other industries, and really working together to pep talk each other up, to support each other, to motivate each other, to hear one another. I think that is incredibly important, to surround yourself with people that can hear you when you are sad, can pep talk to you when you are scared of taking a big leap. So I'm really passionate about that. supporting women is impacting the community in the most positive way. For me, an ambassador really needs to emulate the values of an organization, and I feel that I've always had a real passion for networking because it's sharing skills, sharing ideas, supporting one another, holding each other's hands through the good times and the bad. And I have always been drawn to SACBW because of that. I feel that as an ambassador, I would be able to contribute this nurturing approach to the sisterhood. Ever since my first meeting with the SACBW, I have felt a support system, and not necessarily monetarily, but really just women supporting women. What I've always been passionate about, and finding an organization that makes this their focus, and sharing their knowledge, bringing in speakers that share how to empower us as businesswomen, not only women. And yeah, I'll put it there.
Hi, my name is Bianca van Naga. I live in the beautiful town of George in the Western Cape, and my business is called Ingenuity Creative. I specialize in graphic design, marketing, social media, and promotions.
So 2 days before the national lockdown hit South Africa, our family decided to move from Johannesburg to George. In Johannesburg, I had a business partner who I trusted to do the financial and administrative tasks of our business. I was quite happy with her doing these tasks as I really wasn't interested. But now, being in George on my own, I needed to handle administration and financial responsibilities of the business as well. I could see this as a challenge or as an obstacle, and I decided to see it as the challenge that we as women often have to face. We often have to start new. We often have to reinvent ourselves when we get married, or when we move with our husband to a new town for a promotion, or when we become mothers. And we never really start from scratch, do we? We always take the experience that we built up through every experience we go through in life and add the knowledge and the wisdom that we've learned through those tasks.
So I decided to face the challenge head on and focus on my strengths, which are building relationships with people, being genuine, hearing what they have to say, hearing what their genuine needs are, and how I can possibly help them grow. And that's what I've been doing since I've been here in George. I joined the South African Council of Businesswomen, where I've met some wonderful and dynamic ladies, and I've just kind of started meeting people and hearing their stories and telling them mine and sharing experiences. And I must say that it's been going well, and that since I've been in George, it feels like my business just hit the ground running, and it's really been a positive experience, and it's been a pleasure to form genuine relationships with ladies and help them grow their businesses.
Over the past few years since becoming a mother, I've realized that I have an absolute passion for working with women and supporting them through the unique challenges and opportunities we face as women in business, with our children and families and other responsibilities and interests. It would be an absolute honor for me to be an ambassador for the South African Council of Businesswomen, as I would like to continue to use my creativity to inspire women to propel their businesses forward and help them achieve their dreams and goals.
My naam is Antoinette Snyman, Pinaar. Ek speel pop vir 'n lewe. Dit is my werk en ek doen dit al vir 50 jaar lank. Ek het baie vroeg in my lewe begin met 'n poppeloopbaan in die teater. Ek wou graag gaan swat het by Goudstad Onderwyskollege en ek was skaars 15 toe ek uit matriek uit is. En ek kon nie gaan swat het nie, maar toe het ek dit reg gekry. Iemand het my gehelp my eerste jaar te borg net om in die koshuis te bly en om te swat. Ek het toe gehoor van 'n aanbod van die Johannesburgse stad Skouberg dat hulle iemand soek om kaartjies te verkoop, maar ek het nie goed gepraat nie, ek het baie gehakkel. So ek was nie 'n prater nie, ek het net stil gebly, ek het net in myself gelewe en ek het nooit 'n woord gesê nie. Toe sê Michael Grobelaar vir my, wat my onderhoud gevoer het, hy was die akteur en hy was hoof van die Johannesburgse stad Skouberg. My kind, jy kan nie hier werk nie, maar jy kan nie praat nie. En dit was vir my 'n verskriklike teleurstelling, want ek het die werk nodig gehad. Ek moes myself onderhou, soos ek sê. Maar toe ek wegstap, toe sê hy vir my, as jy kan leer, ek dink hy het my half jammer gekry, want ek was so teleurgesteld. Dit was die eerste keer in my lewe wat ek in 'n teater gekom het. Toe sê hy, as jy kan leer om met jou hart en jou hande te praat, dan het ek, en nie jou mond nie, dan het ek dalk 'n werk vir jou. En toe vat hy my in die poppekamer van die Johannesburgse marionette geselskap by die stad Skouberg. Toe stap ek in die wonderwêreld van poppe in. En dit was vir my die grootste oomblik van my hele lewe, want ek was nog nooit in 'n teater, ek het nog nooit 'n teater vertoning bygewoon nie. En daar het altyd 'n leer gestaan en ek het bo op die leer gaan sit, sodat ek 'n wyeer hoek het om te kyk wat aangaan. En vanuit hierdie hoogte uit het ek net besluit, hierdie wêreld is my wêreld, maar ek moet hom goed bekyk. En van my goeie plek bo op die leer het ek gekyk en geleer wat ek wou weet deur te kyk. Toe het ek nou begin spaar om my eerste pop te koop, want ek het nie geweet om een te maak nie. Toe ek my eerste pop het, toe nag na nag by die huis of by die koshuis dan gaan oefen, tot ek toe naderhand bedrewe geraak het in die kuns van poppe, van toupoppe, marionette. En die poppe het my hoofstroom van my werk geword. En ek besluit toe om te gaan terug te gaan. Ek het nooit die poppe gelos nie. Ek het nog steeds in die middag en die aande poppe gedoen, poppevertonings gedoen. Maar toe het ek nou maar 2 of 3 poppe. En toe besluit ek sal stadig maar seker alles aanleer in die bedryf, in die televisie en die teaterbedryf. Wat ek kan en myself aan die gang hou met onderwys terwyl ek leer van die bedryf. Want die teater as sulks was my baie goed en my baie dissipline geleer. Daar was geen plek in die wêreld glo wat jy soveel dissipline leer as juis in die teater nie. Die SAK sou sekerlik mense soos ek kan gebruik. En ek het aan hulle deur begin klop en gesê, as daar enige kinderprogramme opkom, kan ek die werk doen, maar ek kan net nie praat. Ek het maar al die programme gedoen, Willy Wally, Mina Moes, Harold Se Monster het ek gedoen, Manne Merak het ek gedoen, Liestak het ek gedoen, Pilke Wouters. Ek was altyd besig met televisie of teaterwerk. Ek het 'n eenmansvertoning vir 40 jaar gedoen. Ek doen dit nou nog steeds by kerke, by skole, by feeste. Toe ek begin belangstel om 'n platform te begin skep vir 'n nuwe generasie. Die Khoza dame wat by my gewerk het, wat nog steeds werk, Sylvia Nonkumbi, het ek geleer as die eerste generasie na my en sy het begin om saam met my poppe te werk. Sy werk nou al 17 jaar met die poppe. En ek het geleenthede begin skep vir jonger mense om 'n tweede geslag na my te laat, want die poppekuns is 'n kuns wat aan die uitsterf is in ons land. Tydens die Grendeltyd het my werk natuurlik opgedroog, want ek kan nie na skole toe gaan nie en ek kan nie kerke doen nie, ek kan nie vertonings doen nie, want ek mag nie so toe gaan nie, niemand mag vir niemand, almal by die huis bly. En toe besluit ek dalk is 'n derde generasie wat ek moet leer, dalk die goeie idee. En ek het toe 'n vertoning uitgedink, 'n virtuele vertoning is ek uitgenooi deur die Pierneef Theater, die naam van Laat die Poppe Dans, en ek het besluit om iemand te soek wat my virtuele vertoning sal dra as 'n aanbieder en 'n aktrise. En die poppe te meng, want ek is baie lief daarvoor om verskillende genres te meng, om verskillende ouderdomme te meng en verskillende grootte skale te meng. So ek het 'n video-opname van 'n jong dogter gesien van Laerskool Mildersdrift en ek was geïnteresseerd in hierdie dogter want sy was so vol passie. En sy het my herinner aan my eie passie van toe ek 'n jong kind was, en Zandri Dix. Ek het haar ma genader en gevra sy saam met my kan sal optree. En Zandri het my bewys dat ek het 'n oog vir talent, want sy het absoluut die rolle perfek vertolk waaroor ek gedroom het. Perfek. Ek kon nie vir beter gevra het nie. Ek het geweet dit gaan 'n vreeslike werk wees en ek kon niks koop nie. My winkels was toe. Toe besluit ek om alles, die stelle, die poppe, alles te maak van herwinbare materiale. Soos ek bly in 'n myndorpie en in die myndorpie het ek en Sylvie nou maar rondgeloop en saadjies opgetel en klippies opgetel, kartondose gevat en dit verwerk om daai proses te loop. Dit is die genot van my werk. Die eindproduk is belangrik, verseker is die eindproduk belangrik, maar die proses om daar te kom is vir my dit is 'n wonderlike reis. Ons het soveel ononginde talente in Suid-Afrika en so baie gaan verlore. So baie kinders of jong mense se talente gaan verlore en ons moet meer aandag skenk aan ons kinders wat verhoog toe moet gaan. Want as jy een keer 'n performer is, is jy altyd 'n performer. So ek gaan nog vir baie lank pop speel. Baie dankie.